I want to talk now about a big reveal from former Vice President Kamala Harris. Turns out Governor Tim Walz was not her first choice for a running mate. Her top pick was Pete Buttigieg, but she thought it was too risky for a black woman to run with a gay man. Now, this comes from a new excerpt from her upcoming book, 107 Days, published in The Atlantic. There she wrote, "We were already asking a lot of America to accept a woman married to a Jewish man. Part of me wanted to say, screw it, let's just do it. But knowing what was at stake, it was too big of a risk." The group chat is back. Megan, I want to start with you because honestly, is this in the group chats for Democratic consultants, or are people over this election?
I think people are over this election. I know that a lot of people don't want to talk about this. I think most Democrats would want people talking about Donald Trump and moving to 26. But again, she has the ability to write her narrative. So I want to respect that. But I don't disagree with what she's saying. I don't think that at the time we were ready. And I don't think with 107 days, picking someone who could be a little bit controversial, where a lot of people would have questions about it, was the right move for her to do.
Maybe if we're thinking about it as lessons learned, the thing everyone was talking about at that time, I remember at the DNC, were all of the reasons why someone wouldn't vote for a certain person. You can't pick Shapiro because X. You can't pick Buttigieg because Y. It was like a process of elimination rather than celebration.
It strikes me as a failure by Kamala Harris.
Why her?
Because she said, here's the guy I want. My top choice is Pete Buttigieg, and somewhere lower on that list is Tim Walz. And I'm going to elevate the lower guy because he's straight, because the top guy is gay?
Well, he also at the time was making... Yeah, exactly.
We're safe, but safe. She lost. She got a weaker VP. Exactly. Pete Buttigieg would have been way better than Tim Walz.
But Democrats always fall into identity politics. Exactly. That is our biggest fault right there, is we fall into identity politics.
And in that case, the identity was man wearing a hunting hat.
Right.
I mean, this is
right?
They needed Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan are these white men that go hunting. So she picked someone she thought would appeal to those folks, which she needed to win. And this is our biggest sin in Democratic politics, is we play to identity politics.
Just pick the best guy.
However, I think you got maybe just being a black voter, I am sort of familiar with the kind of cynicism that says, well, maybe Americans are not ready to vote for X. That's something we saw leading up to the Obama election.
You know what I thought was interesting is they didn't want to take a risk. They were running a campaign saying that Donald Trump is the greatest threat to democracy in the history of the United States, but they don't want to take a risk. It was a very risk-free campaign in many ways. The reason she said she liked Buttigieg was because he was able to articulate very sharp, snappy messages. That was the exact problem with her campaign. She wasn't able to do that, especially on the economic issue. So he may have been able to provide the language that would have actually helped her.
Language, but also he's willing to go to the places. I feel like Pete Buttigieg will be at the opening of an envelope. Like, he will go and sit and talk and have a one-on-one in the ways that in recent days we've been praising.
I think he's extremely formidable. I'm interested, Megan, I mean, what's the vibe in the Democratic Party? Is he interested in 28? Do the party powers that be want him up top in 28?
I don't think anybody knows who we want until after the midterms, but Pete is definitely interested in 28. He's doing things. He has a team in place. He's been going to Iowa. He's been going to South Carolina. I believe he went to South Carolina. So they've been doing things that have put him in a place to run, but so have a lot of other candidates. So it'll be really interesting. I think that 28 is going to be a lot like 20, where you have 20 Democrats running for president.
Yeah, but let's hope people figure it out a little earlier than
that's right.
Let's not do it in 107
days.
That's right. Just for my own mental health.